How's it going, guys? Anfield here. Welcome to the 9.15 test server, or 9.15 depending on how you like to pronounce it. Basically this is the second iteration as far as I can tell, because I was forced to update to come back onto the test server today, and it says number 2 there, so I don't know what was changed. I don't know whether there are patch notes that I missed somewhere, or whether they're just delayed a little bit. I don't know. There's nothing on this, or there's no info on this bulletin thing, which, you know, sucks, but it's just general stuff about the new patch rather than actual update notes. I like the idea of it, though. I don't know whether it'll be moved onto the actual live server or whether that's just a test server thing. I don't know. But I like the idea of more things in here, you know, like they could list the Twitch streamers, and things like that, so that, you know, new players to the game be like, how do I do this? Oh wait, I can just go on Twitch and watch someone that already knows, and I can just ask that person. That would be nice for new players, I think. But anyway, enough about stuff that we don't have. This is basically just ping. So, you know, this is something XVM's had for a while, which is just basically reading your ping to the different servers. So that's pretty useful that it's now in the standard client as well for those of us that play vanilla. Hopefully this is another thing, you know, another step towards completely removing XVM, the statistical function that is, by having all the useful mods in that already in the game client. This isn't the only thing that is XVM that is now in the vanilla client, so that's good news. Anyway, let's quickly go into the settings. Basically, this is show simplified technical characteristics in the garage, which is this stuff over here, and it makes it look ugly. So there you go. But I like the pretty graphics, so I'm going to leave it like that. The other thing here is enable times 16 and times 25 zoom. Basically, this has been a mod for a while. Not a mod I was a big fan of, because it would remove foliage when you were zooming in, which is a kind of an unfair advantage when you can zoom in super far and see past the trees and bushes and things that usually impede your vision. So I didn't really like the mod. This doesn't do that, though. It's just the zoom. I don't know that we really needed it, but I don't see why not, so whatever. I can't really think of a reason that it's bad, so ultimately I hope it doesn't make puppies tunnel vision too much, although I guess if they're tunnel visioning and I'm trying to flank them, that's kind of useful, although if they're on your team, it's not so useful. Restrict toggling the sniper mode to the shift key. So basically what that's trying to say is basically you can't use sniper mode by pressing shift if you turn this on. So this is if you're like me and use the mouse wheel a lot. I use shift a little bit, but mostly I use the mouse wheel because I like to have complete control over my zoom settings. But you know, I don't think most people will use that, but you know, I guess it depends. Onto sound. There's a high quality button here. Now I don't know if that's just for you turn it on and you get the new 9.15 sounds, or maybe it's you turn that off and your sound quality is not so nice. I don't know. Type of audio device, it just picks up what you're using. I'm using speakers, so it's on that. I mean, I guess that, I don't know that we needed it, but hey, it's there, so that's a thing. Other than that, there's new reticle settings, and I think they look really ugly, but you know, if you want them, go for it. Now, this is probably what most of you will want to see. This is the new Grill 15, which of course replaces the Waffen Trager E100, which is a really cool thing because the Waffle was completely broken. It may not have been particularly overpowered these days, but it was certainly a broken tank. There's nothing fun about clipping out, well, for you to be a victim, to be clipped out for all of your hit points without the ability to escape, because it can permatrack you and aim perfectly as well as quickly to get its shells out. So, you know, the Waffle, you know, its period is gone, and now we have this tank, which it's important to remember the difference between broken and overpowered, artillery players. But is this tank overpowered? I've played a little bit, and jury's still out a little bit, but I'm gonna say that it's strong, but no, not overpowered. Perhaps if it had super OP camo, I would say it was. But unlike the Waffle 4, the predecessor tier 9 to this tank, which is actually nice. It's nice that it goes from Waffle 4 to this, which is much more a streamlined progression. This one has absolutely no camo. It really doesn't have camo. You can see here the concealment rating. It's really not good compared to that tank. So in fact, let's just quickly see the best example here. I don't have the Waffle 4. Oh, hang on. I don't have this. on what I want. I want tier 8 as well. Okay, so let's just quickly see. So we have, this is the concealment rating, and then that's the Roomba. So yeah, the Borsig, you know, much better. Anyways, the tank itself is fun. It's very quick. It has incredible aim speed. In fact, it's the best in the game. That's without a GLD, keep in mind. It's the best that I've seen in game. And it's basically just like aims in instantly, which is really nice. It has pretty good DPM. Accuracy is good. The rate of fire, again, you know, because DPM is good. So I don't even know why I brought that up. I guess I just read it and I was like, oh, I don't need to talk about that. Anyways, you know, it's solid and it does a lot of damage and it can do it pretty quickly. But is it overpowered? I don't know. It's very quick as well. You know, moves around the map really quickly. Kind of reminds me of the 268 back in the day. I used to play this thing super aggressively and it was a lot of fun. And then they nerfed the crap out of it. And then the tank destroyers they wanted you to play were just sit in the back, in the base, and yeah, so not fun. I'll never forgive them for what they did to that tank, actually. But anyways, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you want to watch gameplay, I did upload the first 2 games I played on the Grill 15 that were on stream. I uploaded them to YouTube, so you can check them out. You get more of an idea, as well as me sort of progressing and mulling over my thoughts on the tank. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know whether this will be what it's implemented as, but we'll see. So the other thing I want to point out tier 10 wise is the Object 430 did get an HD model, and you can see it here. It looks really sleek and nice. I really like it. Can rival the 62A now, which is another really nice looking model. However, unfortunately, despite the HD change, it's still not great. The issue, of course, with the 430 is while it has the best DPM and reload speed of any Russian medium, that includes the 140, 62A, 907, and T22, well, T22 is the slowest anyway, it's not usable because the gun stats are not as good, so it really lets the 430 down a lot. The HD armor didn't really improve the tank enough. In my opinion, it cannot side scrape, which is something I was hoping it would be able to do. The front armor doesn't really work properly. And this is my experience after playing a couple battles. So there is a chance, and perhaps I'll make a video if you guys are interested, on the current iteration of the 430 versus, you know, I don't know, an M48 again. And then I'll test this one against an M48, and we'll just see how well it does, whether the armor holds up. The problem is because they're so low to the ground and they have like these flat holes like this, it's just like easy to overmatch when you have a taller tank. So, or not overmatch, but you know, make the angle flat. So it's difficult. So yeah, I don't know. Jury's still out a little bit again on this one, but I would say that it's not great. But it does look really cool, so there's that. I also think the M60 got an HD model, or I'm going absolutely crazy. They keep, every time they make a new patch, they move around which tanks are first. In the current patch, I think the American tanks are first. It confuses me every time. So this is the M60 HD model. I really doubt this tank was improved whatsoever. So yeah, it's still ugly. So you ugly. Yeah, not great. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, guys, for what I want to talk about. You know, most stuff you want to see, I mean, again, the gameplay of the Grill 15, you can just watch the stream highlight. Anything else is not really that useful to you as far as I can know. If there's something I missed, I mean, you can let me know. But gameplay wise, everything that was changed you can see in that Grill game. So not only do you see the Grill 15 play, but you see some of the things changed the UI. For example, the cap timer, again, something XVM used to have only. Now you can see the cap timer. You know, you can see the new zoom options in action. So really, there's nothing I can really talk about outside of that. I should point out, though, if you are going to play around with this, just keep in mind that it is not just a standard, which is what we used to have. These do change depending on what you have. Look, for example, let's just drop this for a second, give it a GLD. So it's 1.3. 1.2. So equipment, crew skills, consumables, all that stuff will change this stuff. So it's really useful for that as well. So it's a cool feature. something I'm quite pleased to see. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. A little bit long-winded, a little bit ranty. I didn't sort of script it, and this is like the third time trying to do it because I kept stumbling over my words every time, which I did a little bit here, but I can't be bothered to do it again, so yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on 9.15.